Hello, hello, happy Monday, welcome in. Hello, Rudy. Good next.
Happy Monday.
My favourite support. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. How are we all today? Rudy, hope you had a good weekend. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you very much. I had kind of a previous week, just I was focusing on kind of myself and the family and stuff around
Good.
it. And yeah, it was really needed, and I'm fully in strength and power to continue. What about you?
Good stuff. For me, for many people may not know, I've got a show coming up soon in a couple of weeks, for bodybuilding. So yeah, right now kind of suffering with the cardio, with the low calorie diets. Yeah, for me, try to spend time with the family, but even then, it's still quite torture for me, you know. Yeah, I can't really do much. Very restricted at the moment. But apart from that, I mean, I'm grateful, right? I kind of chose this, so I'm not exactly complaining.
Where is it?
It is what it is. It's local. It is local. It's in Scotland. There are some shows in England as well. It depends. Depends how well. It depends how everything goes. I may plan to compete as well down south. So it just depends, really.
You
Yeah.
feel
So try
ready?
to keep. Physically, yeah. Mentally, I don't know. I feel like mentally you're never ready, and in my head, you know, you can always be that maybe 1%, 2% better. You know, maybe more. You know, but because you overthink, right? I'm constantly looking at myself every day, kind of posing, looking at myself. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, but yeah, hopefully, I'm ready. Yeah.
You'll be okay.
Welcome in. Welcome in, guys. Today, same again, right, guys? No too much difference. Have a couple of guys on from the audience. I was speaking to Brendan actually earlier on as well when we were kind of discussing about the market, especially today's equity market. So have him on, but I did actually learn something from Brandon and over the kind of last I would say maybe since Rudy kind of introduced me to Brandon really and kind of joined the Discord and I noticed he's trading micros, right? He was trading micro, which is not surprising for me really. But I didn't notice one thing was that even though I was telling Brandon is that, you know, I see the profit because Brandon sometimes shows his P&L, right? Most times he shows his P&L. And sometimes he was making more profit than me trading micros and I'm trading minis, right? So 10 times for you guys maybe not understand. So essentially is, you know, I'm using 10 times more leverage and the brand is making more money, right? So for me, I was thinking, well, we all understand if you use 10 times less risks, it's a lot more manageable, right? Very manageable. And of course for me, although I can have days where perhaps, you know, I'm making really good profit on a couple of days. But again, you know, we're all human, right? And I make the mistake that, you know, a couple of bad days, it takes perhaps, you know, a big proportion of that profit back. So on an average week to week basis, you know, net profit, I'm not really making that much. Maybe one day you see me, wow, Eric, you're making a lot of profit. Well, not really, right? That's just for one day. So that's the new thing that now I'm trying to practice is trading micros as well, trying to learn discipline, and currently tried out so far for a couple of days. It's not too bad. It's really not too bad. In fact, it helped me a lot. And I think for you guys in Forex, it's a lot easier, right? You just simply, instead of trading one standard lot, you put in 0.110, 0.1, 0.05, etc. And you'll notice, one, your focus shifts away from the profit because, before, when you're watching a couple $100 moving up and down, $1,000, $2,000 moving up and down in PL, now you're watching perhaps $50, $100 moving, right? And for you, you actually don't care too much about the profit, and you start focusing on just the trades, That's what I try to do, and it makes me a lot more active as well. Yeah, which is a really good thing, and hopefully you guys can kind of try that. Yeah, simply in short, reduce your risks. Okay, reduce your risks. Well, help you to control your greed, and most importantly, control your fear. Right, control your fear. I just see who posted the P&L. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, 1.3. This is what I mean. So 1.3, and today I traded micro as well, just shy from Brandon, which is quite interesting. But yeah, roughly the same.
He is one of the very few that is basically achieving a huge RRR. But the thing is that not many people realize, and especially the people who don't know him, is that he waits a lot. He's very patient. So if he doesn't see any setup, he just doesn't trade, and that's what I like about him. He's got few days where he is not, he doesn't have any trade because he just wasn't there. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't trade, and this is the issue with the other people trying to catch a huge RRs that they basically are saying that, okay, so my win rate is small, so I need to go for, let's say, 12R. But the calculation is wrong and the mathematics is wrong. Because if you ask them that, so how big would your win rate be if you go 2R? And they don't have the question. They don't have the answer because they've never thought about it, because 2R is not interesting for them. And this is where people are mostly losing, because they are chasing, the pigeon on the roof instead of being happy with the chicken on the floor, So
Yeah.
many times you can make much more money by really not miscalculating, but going for the real stuff. Just take what the market offers you, and that's the way I see it. And not a lot of us are so lucky or as good as Brendan when it comes to this. So just take what the market is giving you guys, and you have all the data. Yeah, you need to have an answer for a question like how much would your win rate be if you focus on 2R or even 1R. If you have 90% win rate with 1R, you can risk 2%, and you're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But I do feel like a lot of traders, especially nowadays, you guys the trading trend kind of started in, COVID, right? So since COVID, already 6, 7 years have passed now. And many people perhaps have been trading for that period of time, right? Perhaps you were one of the guys who joined not so long after COVID. And the thing is, because who did I talk to? I was talking to one of the audience as well. Yeah, Monarch. And we were discussing this idea that I was showing Monarch a couple of things, because he kind of reached out asking about the market, right? How do I formulate a plan? How do I find an edge, etc.? And Monarch's only been in the market for a year, okay? So I was showing him pretty much the things that I show you guys on a Wednesday, no difference. Market analysis podcast about how perhaps if you're trading gold, you also want to be careful with what silver and metal are doing, right? So silver and copper are doing, right? And he started using this concept, and well, right now he's kind of, I think, if I remember correctly, he's 4th in the Blue Garden competition, right, on his account. So very, very good outcome for the last week. And I feel like the point I'm trying to get to here is that if you perhaps have been trading for a while and you're not kind of yielding the results that you're expecting, then of course, perhaps look to learn something new, right? Perhaps undo the old habits that you've built up, because clearly the old habits not helping is kind of holding you in some shape or way from making, or say, consistently making profits. And for a lot of old traders, very difficult, very, very difficult to almost start over again. Perhaps if you like buying breakouts, but you constantly get trapped, well, then don't buy breakouts, right? Buy breakout and retracements, right? Buy the retracement phase, not the breakout phase. But for a lot of people, it's very difficult to do that when they start seeing perhaps the candlesticks reaching into the top of the Bollinger Band. They can't help themselves but to press the execution button. So yeah, so it's simply try to get rid of old habits and then try to learn new things. And then for me, every day I'm learning, right? And this is why I'm quite grateful that I've met a lot of kind of people in this industry, including Rudy, people like Brandon, people like Monarch, etc., and you guys. And of course, it's never ending process, never ending process in trading, and it's constantly learning, constantly kind of trying on new things, trying and error to see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Perhaps you try something new and it doesn't work. Then it doesn't work, right? Fair enough. At least you tried it. But you can't say it doesn't work before you try it, isn't it? You can't say it doesn't work before you even make the effort to try. Okay. On top of that, on that note, we will bring Brendan, if you're here, brother. He would like to come on stage and.
Hello.
Hello, brother. Welcome in. Long time
Hello,
talk.
hello.
How we doing?
Yeah. Well, very well, thank you. Hope you're well as well.
Always.
Yeah, so hope you can head off that. Just from learning from you, pretty much, and it pays well. It really has paid out pretty well. I can't lie. So far, very good.
People always underestimate the smaller trades, but if you execute them well and stick to your plan, they'll pay just as much, if not more, than if you went in with a larger lot size, because you've got the availability to hold them. We were speaking a lot about like the longevity of accounts as well, Eric. If you're entering with a lot smaller lot size, but able to hold it for 3 times, 4 times as much as what you would be able to with a larger lot size, but maintaining the exact same sort of stop loss, well, you've dropped your risk, you've increased your gain, and even if you now have 10 losing trades in a row, you're able to now keep that account for, well, I mean, for us, for futures traders anyway, going from minis to micros is a 10x jump. So those 10 losing trades is basically the equivalent of 100 losing trades for minis, and it can devastate your account. But if you can work out a way to keep your risk as small as possible, but your return still at a level that you'll walk away at the end of the day happy with what you've made, that to me is the real key.
It's the holy grail. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly that, guys. It's in the day. One of the things people don't talk about is your risks to ruin, and they're often kind of obsessed with this idea that as your capital starts to scale, you start scaling your risks. Well, yes and no, right? Because at the end of the day, not saying don't scale risk if you want to. Then if it works, then why not? Why not? And of course, that way you can be able to perhaps grow your account or scale your account a lot quicker, right? But the reality is, guys, in trading, we all understand, especially if you guys have blown an account in your life, the day you blow the account is the worst feeling, right? Because, well, you've just kind of been forced to stop doing something that you love doing, which is trading. You can't trade because your account's blown, right? And your account's blown because, well, most likely you probably got emotional. So, end of the day, it's all about not blowing your account, isn't it? Not blowing the account. How do I do that? Well, as you scale your account, perhaps start either use the same risks, like Brandon said, or reduce your risks, right? It's that simple. And Brandon, what you mentioned, perhaps 20 trades will blow your account consecutively. Yeah, consecutively. And then you want to get to a point where perhaps now it takes 50 trades, 100 trades to blow that account, right? Without affecting the P&L too much on the profit. That's the goal, isn't it? That's the end goal of trading. You want to get to a point where essentially your risk to ruin is almost zero. In other words, you cannot blow your account, even if you have 100 consecutive losses. And that's the goal, right? That is the goal. Very good point. Well mentioned, Brandon. Very good point. Hey Eric, I'd like to come up and share some challenges I've been facing in the trading psychology, especially with discipline. Yes, blah, of course.
Talking about 100 consecutive losses, I would quit. To be fair, if I had 100. I'm no quitter, and I was never considering quitting. But with that many losses, I can't imagine going further.
Yeah,
That was a very valid response.
Yeah. I mean, for average trader, usually after your kind of second, third consecutive loss, it's good advice to take a break because you're just simply not in the right mental state to make a decision, to make the right decision the third time, right? And for people who have been through that, you often tend to notice, right? The third trade after 2 losses, you're either over trading, over risking, or it's a forced trade. You're forcing the trade to try and get back the loss that you've made, right? So very common, but generally rule of thumb, two losses, 3 losses, 2-3%. Yeah, guys, take a break, take it done for the day, come back again.
But also on the flip side of that, if you're in profit, it's also kind of ideal to either, take a break and, get to that sort of payout time, or, drop your risk, decrease your lot sizes and protect the profit. Because as we all know, the number one rule in trading is not make profit, it's to protect your capital.
Yep.
That's how it should be, definitely.
Yep. 100% agree. That's how it always should be. Unfortunately, a lot of people focus still on the wrong things, right? But again, I don't think the focus on the wrong things. I think it's a habit that perhaps some of us are not able yet to make the change, right? Not able to make the change. Yeah, so guys, if you guys want to come on stage, mention the chat, right? I'll try to invite you guys on. You promise you'll give me a chance. Yep, okay, let's go. Yep. And Brandon, for this podcast, I mean, feel free to kind of stay on stage, sorry, and of course give opinions as well, right? Because I do deem Brandon as I think me and Rudy both watched him trade, and I've watched Brandon trade for a month now, and it's safe to say it's a very good trader, very good trader. Yeah. So yeah, feel free, Brandon, of course, if you have time. Share some value, why not? So yeah, sorry, apologies. Blah blah. If you're ready, you may unmute your mic, and let's go first.
Hello, Eric. You hear me?
Yes.
Harry D. Thanks for
Hello, sir,
having
how
me.
are
I
you?
really appreciate the work you guys are doing. It's helping a lot of traders, including me. So I want to share my biggest challenge in trading. You hear me?
Yep. Please go on.
Okay. So I have realized that my biggest challenge in trading isn't my strategy. It's my mindset. I know what I'm supposed to do, but executing it consistently is where I struggle. And one of my biggest problem is revenge trading and over trading. After I take some losses, I get that urge to jump back in right away when I saw a setup, and then I took a loss another, just make things worse. Instead of following my plan, I end up taking impulsive trades, and that's when things start getting out of control. And another challenge I face is hesitation. I see a perfect setup, but I start overthinking. What if this one fails? What if I take another loss? And before I know it, the opportunity is gone. That hesitation cost me a lot. On top of that, I have noticed that when I have a good streak, I sometimes get overconfident and start taking lower quality setups. Then I give back my profits. And that frustration leads to even more mistakes. So I know that trading is 90% psychology, and I really want to fix these issues. So my question is, Rudy, how do experienced traders develop the discipline to avoid revenge trading, trust their strategy, and stay consistent, no matter what happening in the market? I love to
Okay,
hear.
so I'm gonna start then, because you asked me, my brother. And the thing is that I've explained it a few times, and I'm gonna say it again. And this is something I like because I came up with it, and it is the stages in which I see, or the trader has to go through. And as the first stage, after you understand your strategy and you know what trading is about, you need to become a data collector, yeah. And so you're focusing simply on just playing with all the data. So you're waiting patiently for the setup that you've seen a million times, because you've seen it with your backtesting and all that. So patiently wait for your setup. Always don't focus on anything else. As soon as it comes, just fire straight away. Yeah, execution is the most important thing. Then you just wait for the trade to finish. So it's according to your data, you know where to place your stop loss and where to place your take profit, and just wait for it. So you're collecting the data from these three things. Yeah, so patiently waiting for your setup, spotless execution. You know how it looks because you collected it, you've seen it a million times, you have the screenshots. So you need to, as soon as you see what you've seen a million times, you just execute, and then you just wait. I wouldn't even bother about the trade management at this stage. Yeah, the trade management is in a second stage, which is after the data collector, you're gonna become a risk manager. In risk managing, you are also managing the trade. You know now from all the data you collected, you can move forward and you know how much you can risk and how much you can gain. So you have some kind of expected value, yeah, expected outcome of your trades. And that is telling you how much you can risk and how much you're going to gain in, let's say, 10 trades, how much is going to be the winner in average. And accordingly, you just amend your risk, yeah, and now you becoming a risk manager and you're focusing only on that. And as Brandon said, now you're focusing on keeping your account alive, preserving your capital. And eventually, after you be doing this for enough time, you realize that you are a trader suddenly, without even trying to progress to another stage. You suddenly are in that stage.
I love that answer. Yeah.
Thanks, Rudy. Thanks. I really appreciate the insight. Very helpful. And I have some questions and about hesitation, FOMO. How can I build confidence in my setups and stop second guessing myself before taking a trade? And when I took a trade, and then when I see some profits, I close immediately because of fear. And yeah,
So I'll ask you this way: how long you doing your strategy that you're currently doing? How long you're trading this?
basically, by the way, I use 9 and 15 EMA. So this strategy work like when the market move below the 9 and 15 EMA and pull back to the 9 EMA, then I wait for pin bar candle or big bar or like this candle which is strong, uh, which move really strong. So I take a
Okay, and
trade
how long have you been doing this?
for maybe from last 4 months,
4 months.
because
Okay,
I
so how
change
many screenshots you have?
strategy when
How
I
many
learn
screenshots
trading.
you have of your entry?
Uh, Sorry,
How many screenshots you have of your entry?
I have currently one screenshot. But by the way, I just recently start a Notion trading journal. I have one screenshot which I want to share with you.
Share with
Let
us. But the
me.
thing is, the screenshots you're collecting for yourself, yeah. And the more you focus on your setup and how you execute, the more you want to see your executions. And then, as soon as you will see it on the chart, you just execute
Yeah.
without hesitation. So this is something that will come with the experience and with the amount of screenshots you're taking. Even when you're backtesting, you need to take the screenshots. Okay, so this is how my setup looks like, and every time when I see this, I'm just gonna execute. So even though there is people who are saying that pattern trading is not the right thing, but the patterns are repeating themselves on the charts. You're gonna see the same thing over and over again, and you need to get it in the eye. And as soon as you see it, you're just gonna execute without hesitation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me share. My network is currently very slow.
That's okay.
Can I add something?
Brand, of course, go on, Brandon. Yeah.
So something that helped me a lot when I was kind of new to trading was actually just telling myself that I am a robot. And it sounds ridiculous, but you know, if you were to program a robot to do something, it won't hesitate to do it. You know, it won't think, oh, is this right? Or should I do this right now? Oh, what if it does this? What if it does that? It will just execute as soon as the criteria is met. And so I used to tell myself, I'm a robot. I'm going to trade like a robot. No emotion, just I see it, I'm entering. And I actually saw a huge increase in my trading capability. And like I said, it's a ridiculous thing, but just telling yourself to do that and, you know, treating it as, you know, no matter what, don't let any outside thoughts come into it. Don't let, you know, self-doubt or fear or anything, affect your plan. Just trade like a robot and, you know, at least for me, it helped, and I really hope it does for anyone else that tries it.
But you're definitely gonna become more focused and less fearful when you stop focusing on the outcome of the trade. When you will focus literally just on the execution.
The biggest thing I think is, I mean, you've traded this new strategy for 4 months, and 4 months in terms of time frame, especially in trading, is really insignificant in my opinion. I don't mean insignificant from the point that you don't know how your strategy works. I mean, you probably can tell us exactly how perhaps you take a trade, right? Of course, the experience also comes from, I mean, simply being in the market, trading the trades on the right-hand edge. And of course, you know, only when you trade the market on the right-hand edge, you experience feelings such as fear and, of course, greed. And like you said, right, these two things both can very negatively and very fast-paced negatively affect your psychology, which leads to letting losers run and cutting profits short, right? But again, that phase, I do think perhaps the only part I want to add in is, yeah, like what Rudy said exactly as well. And also to what Brandon said, right? Trade like a robot, and that risk management perspective that, you know, really you're a risk manager, and especially, you know, this again, you know, perhaps blah blah FX. I don't know if you trade on the phone or, you know, or whatever, but when you decide to take trading serious, and of course, as a sacrifice, you have to make, perhaps, you know, get a laptop if you can, trade on a bigger monitor, and you want to be active when you're trading, right? Perhaps dedicate a specific trading time frame. London, US, Asia, wherever suits your time zone. And during that phase, that's where you want to trade, right? That is your time to attack. And of course, you're implying the backtesting results onto forward testing, and that phase is very, very important. And of course, very lonely, very hard. And but of course, that's the phase that will make you stronger, right? The more pain you're able to endure, the stronger your mindset becomes. Yeah. So keep up the practice, blah blah. And do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I shared the screenshot if you see, and I when I take a trade, I just write down all the questions and all the. You hear me?
Yep. Sorry, go on. Yep, all the questions.
Yeah. I just when I just journal all my questions and how I take a trade, how I book my loss, how I book my profit, and when I trail entry criteria, trade execution. I just
Yep.
send
I'm
in
sorry.
the
I'm
message.
reading.
Yeah, just
Yep.
keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, just focus on collecting the data at this stage. Don't be maybe decrease lot size, the risk. You know, as Brendan was saying, it gives you much more space for mistake, and then you won't be in stress at all. So just don't try to push. If you're doing, let's say, evaluation, just don't try to pass the challenge in 3 days. Yeah, just decrease your lot size and go slowly and only focus on execution at this stage. After a few months, you'll have plenty of screenshots, and because you'll see your setup that many times, you won't hesitate at all. And then you'll see different things that you will have to focus on. Because obviously there will be different issues that will be coming to your journey, but everything you can handle, everything. You just knowing what to focus on.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Rudy. Really appreciate the insight.
And keep us updated, blah blah. When you do, of course, you know, try more
Yeah.
into.
I just yesterday, I mean Sunday, I just set up my Notion trading journal, and I take a BTC trade, and then take a screenshot and write down in my trading Notion journal.
Yeah, good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Yep.
I will
Yep.
keep doing this and keep collecting this data.
Yep. Good.
That's the way,
Yep.
brother.
That's yep.
Thanks.
And you're most welcome. Pleasure to have you, of course. And yeah, like I said,
Thanks.
keep us updated on, of course, how it goes. Yeah, and of
Yeah,
course,
I
you're
will.
always here to help further. Yeah, no problem. Anyways, please, blah blah. If you may stay on stage, Of course, we will move to the next person for now. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you. Okay, so Panja. Oh, sorry, Kapanja. Kapanja, are you here? When you have screenshots of your trading system more than your girlfriend's picture, that means you have enough data. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. I mean, whether it's the market, whether it's our human mind, pattern is really, it's a part of reality. We see patterns and we recognize patterns everywhere, right? Everywhere. And being able to react to these patterns, of course, at the at the speed that is needed. That's where the skill comes from, right? And of course, that comes from through repetition as well. So a lot of hard work, a lot of experiences, a lot of time-consuming processes, right? That's the boring part. No one wants to talk about, but that is the part that is the most crucial to you being consistent in your trading. Okay. Oh my God, Panja. I call you Panja. How are you? Welcome in. Panja. If you're here, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Perhaps we can wait a little bit. I see you unmuted your mic.
They're typing in the chat. Maybe they've not got their input device set correctly.
Yeah, I can see them typing. Okay, we can give them 2 seconds, guys. We can give them 2 seconds. Let's read some comments. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop in the comments, guys. Yeah, any questions, drop in the comments.
Nah,
Hello.
he says he's. Oh,
there we go.
yes.
Oh, perfect.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yep.
Yes, we can.
I'm from India, so firstly, bear with me. English, I'm not that good in English. Okay, guys.
Yeah, we can understand
No
you perfectly,
problem.
brother.
My journey that
Oh, that's.
beautiful.
He's already a robot, so
But
he.
last month I
Campania, your internet connection. Okay, your internet connection is not the
because
most
improper
stable.
risk management. You know.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, your internet connection. Sorry, wasn't stable. Quite lagging. If you're able to perhaps retry. You can try maybe. Well, double check your internet first, and if not, try to rejoin the channel. Yeah. If anyone doesn't want to come, can I then? Yeah, of course, here to achieve. Yeah. I believe you've been on last time, right? I met you in anyways. Great to have you on.
Yeah, he's a great guy here to achieve.
He's a great guy. Yeah, here to achieve. So just let us go through with Panja first, if we can, and then of course we move on to you. Had a great conversation last time. Ryan, would I be able to speak? I feel I gave some value. Of course, Ryan. Yeah, welcome in. Someone new. Always like new people, new ideas, new insights, right? Okay, Panja, whenever you're ready, let's try again. Or Panja, while you're waiting, perhaps.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello?
Welcome back. Let's try again. Yeah. Hello. Okay, let's go over your issue again, please. Sorry.
It's poor connection here. It's poor connection here. So
Yes, we can tell.
to ask about that if I'm in losing streak, if I am in losing streak or my account is breached to that reason, so what to do in that case?
If you're losing streak and your account is close to breaching, is that what you said, yeah?
Yes.
And what should you do in that stage? Okay, so first things first, definitely reduce your risk significantly. Okay, as we already spoke about. Okay, I speak a little bit slower. Sorry. Reduce your risks massively, massively, massively. Why? Because well, you can't afford to make any more mistakes, right? So the only way out is reduce your risks and execute your plan. And of course, depending how close you are to your drawdown, let's say maybe 2% away from blowing your account, then not blowing the account, sorry, reach the daily drawdown, the max drawdown, then well, every trade perhaps you want to risk 0.2%, right? So that allows you perhaps 10 chances to try to see if you can get lucky with a 1 to 6, 1 to 8 RR trade, right? Try to perhaps make back some of the profit using really low risks. So yeah, that's realistically the only thing you can do from my perspective. Brandon, really, if you guys have any good suggestions, feel free to add.
I'll let Rudy go on this one. I've just been dealing with something.
So good?
Yeah. So
Ready?
the thing is that, yes, Eric said it depends how far you are from the breaching, but obviously, in my opinion, I always just stick to the same risk management. So I'm not really decreasing or increasing the lot size. Before, what I was doing, obviously, I got to a stage. Don't try to copy this. This is just a bad example, yeah. So in my start, when I got really close to breaching the account, I just doubled or tripled my lot size. Just go in 50-50, which was really a bad thing, because then what you do is you kind of developing some kind of a gambling habit. But what you want to do is to stick to your rules. Even from the start, you should really risk the amount that is letting you breathe, that it will give you also space for the mistakes. And the problem is, and I understand this because I was there as well, the problem is that people just focus on how quickly they can pass the challenge and how quickly they can make it to the payout and all this, and that's wrong. So the focus, again, it's all about the focus. Don't focus on how quickly you can do it. Focus on your process, focus on your plan, focus on your risk management, focus on your data. Just focus on going slowly. You have all the time in the world. Yeah, if there is only one real thing in trading, you can either lose quickly or you can gain slowly.
Yep. Love that last
Exactly.
part.
For
Lose
example,
quickly. Yep, Brandon.
I've been undergoing a Forex prop firm challenge at the moment, and anyone that knows me knows that I trade NQ or NAS 100, US 100. It's all the same thing, but that's what I kind of specialize in. And the markets have been pretty horrendous lately for my main strategy. I kind of developed myself as a scalper. So for scalp trading, I've been all right. But for the strategy that I kind of made on my own, there's been basically no setups. And I actually almost lost this Forex challenge simply from just inactivity. I've just not touched it because there's been no setups. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile waiting and just sticking to your rules and not feeling like you have to trade and not trying to force anything. Obviously I've still kept the account. I traded like a little bit just to keep it active, but I know that I'm now going to go on to pass that account so long as I still remain to my rules and stay true to them. And it's this feeling that people get where they have to trade. They've opened up the charts and now they have to take a trade, even though their setup isn't there. There's no valid trades to happen. And yeah, like people just end up doing these silly mistakes and then regretting it and then sitting there wondering why they did it, but then we'll go ahead, get a new challenge and do the same exact thing. And I always like to go by the mentality of trade in a way today that I can still trade tomorrow.
Love that. Yep. Trade today so that you can trade tomorrow. Trade away today so you can trade tomorrow. So, yep, 100%.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're most
I,
welcome.
I have one. I have one more question, and that is how to deal with volatility, market volatility, because most of my account are due to losing streak and market volatility. I take some position, and due to market volatility, it get touched my stop loss, and it just make my all the account or my perspective uh, to maintain my risk management all get destroyed. So how to deal with market volatility?
Okay. Okay, so for me, Brandon's probably the most qualified to talk. He trades NASDAQ. And of course, as we all know, NASDAQ is probably the most volatile market we can get. But from my perspective, I've kind of traded across most markets now. And volatility for me is double-edged sword. You can either make a lot of money and you can also lose a lot of money. And of course, from your case, it seems that it's the losing side that we're struggling with, of course, which most people, including myself at times, right, struggle with volatility. And how do we combat with that? It's simple. It's simple. Again, it's risks, isn't it? It's risks. And for us to implement that, first we have to understand the market inside out. Yeah. What do I mean by inside out? Well, for the market that you're trading, at least you should know, what the normal volatility is, right? On the top of your head. For example, euro dollar, 30 pips, 40 pips, the average ATR, right? Cable, pound dollar, maybe 80 pips, 90 pips. For example, perhaps yes, you're talking about maybe 10 points, right? And all these things are very important because if suddenly you see, for example, gold, you're expecting $10 volatility drop, and suddenly you see $20, then immediately you understand, okay, today is a volatile day. You don't need to go look at news or this underlying reasons from the market price action, right? Price shows you that it just moved $20 in the last perhaps 30 minutes, last 30 candles moved $20. So if you see that, then instead of risking 1%, which you usually do, immediately I will risk only 0.5%, max 0.5%, to combat with the increase in volatility, unexpected volatility, of course. And as traders, that's the only thing we can really do is to reduce our risks and protect capital at all cost, based on what we see, right? Based on information that we gather on the right-hand edge. There are volatility indicators, for example, ATR, average true range, you can use as well to help you at the start to kind of figure that type of things out. Because it tells you, if ATR says 30 pips and the last swing for euro dollar just went 50 pips, then you understand the volatility in the market has increased. For now, maybe this session. So yeah, reduce your risks accordingly to combat that, right?
Or just move to higher time frames.
Yes. Yep. Equally valid.
Yeah, my time frame is around 5 minutes. It's mostly on small time frame.
Oh God, the connection's gone again.
He's trading like a robot again.
Panja, yeah. Last question, sorry, go on. The connection really is bad. If you can, perhaps, I don't know if you want to type it out. But yeah, let's try get this last question.
Thank you, guys. I'm done. I cleared my all the doubt about you, and you guys doing a really awesome job. I love this podcast.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Panja.
Thanks, guys.
If you don't mind, please stay on stage, and of course, we'll issue the giveaways easier for that way. If you can mute your mic and just stay on stage, yeah. And we will move to Here to Achieve. If you're ready, my brother, welcome in.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you perfect, brother. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum, yeah, I'm good, guys. How are you all doing? Everything's good?
We're very well, brother. So yeah, for people that might not know Here to Achieve, he has been on previously. A lot of good value, right? Hence why we kind of bring him back on again.
Thanks
So,
for
brother,
having me on again. Thank you so much. With a pleasure.
of course, pleasure's ours. So since last time we spoke, if you don't mind, for especially the new audience, perhaps a quick brief over what we kind of discussed last time and perhaps the issue you also were facing last time. Yeah.
Yeah, surely. Well, hey guys, Assalamu alaikum, ya Halimat to all. My name is Afzal Zain Shah. I have been in trading for almost 5 years. Almost for 5 years now. So last time I came here and I had some difficult issues with my self-trusting and my strategy and switching to another strategy. So we discussed upon that. The main overview on that was that I was trying to switch and strategy without a mental edge, and my psychology got messed up, and I was in a big drawdown. Drawdown not in accounts, but in my own mental health. So that was the overview of what we talked last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, today I have come with I got a question today. That's why I came here.
Mhm.
I saw the notification. As you, Eric, Rudy, and our brother Braden, you got a lot of knowledge in trading more than me. So recently, the thing is that I discussed it with Rudy yesterday. That there is a cousin of mine, and he has just gotten into trading, and I'm trying my best to develop him as a trader, as a good trader, and save him as much time as I can. Because for suppose I want him to get as quick profitable as he can. Because as we traders, we can give someone a new one a roadmap of trading because we didn't have. We have to go through all the phases by ourselves and go to the dead ends all by ourselves and find a way all by ourselves. So we had to go through everything to find a way. But as we teach someone, we can give him the roadmap. Okay, this is the things you need to focus. Ignore all of the other noises or distractions. So I want some suggestions from you guys individually. That how would you guys like handle this situation if I mean, Eric, you had a friend and he's just starting out on trading, and you want him to get profitable as quick as he can. So how would you handle the situation?
Um, I can go first, very briefly, very first. For someone who's new to trading, the first thing you want to make them to understand is one thing, is that losses are very normal. Okay, because someone who's new to trading, especially, they will go through what we call a euphoria phase, where at the start, you kind of get that kind of beginner luck, and you have a couple of win streaks, and then all of a sudden you think, "Wow, this is easy, right? Here to achieve. Why did you not tell me this easy? Why did you not tell me this earlier? I could be a millionaire by
Yeah,
now." And sooner or later they start to find out the reality, and of course that's a phase now we go through, understanding this may not be as easy as seems. Right? It's that realization now coming into play. So for us, first thing, of course, we have to understand or have to help them understand that realization a lot quicker. Before they kind of reach that stage, is for them to accept that losses are very, very common in this market. And of course, it's how we deal with these losses, whether through, perhaps modifying your strategy or risk management, trade management, etc. Many ways. But of course, that's just more details, right? More depth. But at the beginning, especially someone who's new, you have to make them understand that risks is very, very normal. Got to run 2 minutes. Be back soon. No problem, Brandon. Always a pleasure to have you. But yeah, so that's what I would briefly say first from my perspective. Rudy, if you have anything to add in, perhaps to that.
So yeah, it is difficult with new. It depends how new the people are, because I don't really like to take someone from the very scratch. At least I'm gonna ask them to find out what the trading is, to understand the simple terms like a spread and all that, and then basically I'll show them a few strategies to kind of find out what type of personality they are, if they are going to be a good scalpers or intraday
Which,
traders or
mhm,
swing traders. And then obviously, because I'm where I am now, I can tell them to focus only on the important stuff, and it is all over again the same thing. So it's all about collecting the data, as you know very well here to achieve, because you've got loads of data.
yes,
So
sure,
and once you have the data, I wouldn't really want people to spend too much time on the demo, because on demo it's developing the habit of not caring about anything, the risk management, the lot size, and all that. So demo is for me necessary only really for the feeling of maybe executing the trades and all that. But then it's much better to start with a small deposit, let's say $100, and just for the feeling, and just ask the people to really do the same thing over and over again. And if they're happy to do it and focus on basically the plan that you're giving them, that then literally just you decide when they're ready for the next step. And if they follow it, you can achieve in 3 months what with the new guy who's following your process more than anyone else alone in 3 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so what I have been doing with him that, first of all, I was never a demonstrator, as you said. I was never a demonstrator. Started out with my own capital and as beginner luck and everything. So what I have been doing with him is that, uh, first I tried to find like I came directly to the strategy first. That what strategy would suit him. So I gave him around, I mean, two strategies on Nasdaq and a higher volatility. So I tried to find if he wants to scalp. Is his nature is it scalping or intraday or swing? So what I got the data and as I was like monitoring him by just analyzing as a geek. So what I found is that he wanted liquidity. I mean, he wanted like pushes. I mean, he was an aggressive player. So that called me as an intraday swing got out of the way, so intraday or like scalping. So after that, a few months of data collecting and like at first I just went to him and I wanted to just first create a proper edge because when I was starting out I didn't had a proper edge and but I had a good mindset but I wasn't making money. So that like get got me in a lot of losses too. So what I'm trying to do is first develop him a good strategy, then working on his mental health. So
I
I
like it.
found out
Yep,
that
that's
yeah, yes, yes. So I found out that he he was trading good. He was trading good with the markets, but like I mean somehow he told me one day that bro, like is there a time when the a lot of traders come in the market and I mean are we gonna have much pushes so I can then only enter in that time. So it clicked to me, oh my god, okay, we can do session trading. So that clicked to me,
yep.
and after that I have been went through directly to session trading, and after that it's been amazing for him. So now in just 6 months or yeah, almost 6 months, he got a proper edge with a proper back testing. Now I'm heading to his mental health, and now recently I have gave him an account, and now we are working on his emotions. First thing I want to get out on emotion is that like no over trading and no fear because I've told them this. Look at this. Like I have given my own plan that what I used to do is I got a lot of backtesting data, almost around a decade of data on my assets. So what I have been doing that I collected all those data and like analyzed it that what was the biggest losing streak in those 10 years of my edge. So what I found out was like around 15. So I haven't lost any trade above 15 in past 10 years. So what gave me a bulletproof trust in my mental health and in my strategy was that I can't lose 15 trades, more than 15 trades. So I'm gonna have a winner and under those 15 trades. So that gave me confidence. I did the same with him. So he knows that what risk he can manage and he isn't gonna lose at the end of the day. So he got a good like trust in his strategy, which is a really good point, and a fair out of the way. So that's how I'm proceeding, like getting him up there. So is it a good way in your perspective, or should I add up anything else, or should I minus anything, or what's your thoughts on it?
I like it. For me, I think that is the plan to go. And of course, everyone's different, and of course, the emotions he experience will also be different to you, right? That's perhaps the part to kind of understand. But for you, it seems like, yeah, man, you're an awesome friend. I wish when I started trading, I had someone like you, bro. To be honest.
The thing is that I pushed him into trading. Like he didn't want to trade. Like he's my best
Mm,
cousin. I grew up with him, and I like he's just a few months old, younger than me. But I had take him as a little sibling because he's a little immature, and I'm all my kind of personality is like I always want to be a responsible guy. So I pushed him into trading, and he got a beginner luck, and he said, "Oh my God, this is millionaire thing." So after that, I was like, "Yeah, you can be a millionaire." So I like after that, I didn't like went to him or ask him about anything about trading because I wanted to know if he's gonna stick to it. After that, I'm gonna like use my efforts, or I'm gonna give my value. I'm gonna give my value because if he doesn't want it by him real self, that I can't do anything. Because if you don't want it, the whole world can try on you, but you won't have it. So like I gave him the space of 2 months, and he came to me with a lot of data, like brother, there are prop firms, there are this and that. That made me think, okay, he's ready for it. So now we can teach him. So yeah, I mean, I want him to be up there with me, so I can do whatever.
Wow. Mashallah, mashallah.
The
Yeah.
the only thing that I'd really add to that, it sounds great, but just don't throw too much at him, if that makes sense. Like don't make
Yes,
it
yes.
like too complicated. Don't make it so he's having to make sure he's following everything before getting into a trade, because otherwise you might get like overwhelmed, or spend too much time focusing on, am I following this, am I following that, like kind of
Mm-hmm.
slowly work him up to it, because otherwise he will get stressed and he'll kind of miss out on the main enjoyment of trading. But yeah, that'd be all I'd really add to that.
No.
Yeah, it's
I'll
like
love
in
your
the
point.
gym, progressive overload.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love your point because the thing I'm doing is that whenever he comes at me asking a lot of questions which are not related to it or will not do him any good, my main thing I tell him that, bro, whatever I'm telling you, just focus on that, and other things, don't focus on that. Like ignore them because I know things, you know that I know. I have been doing it, so I'm gonna give you the biggest sauce and the biggest good. So everything else is a distraction. That's all. That's only gonna give you bad things. The things I'm giving you, just these are simple steps. Focus on this and implement on this. Nothing else.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Hopefully he will progress a lot sooner. And that's one of the things at the start of the podcast I quickly mentioned is new traders under the right guidance will progress a lot faster than perhaps some of the quote unquote experienced traders with kind of bad habits, unfortunately. But yeah, here to Chief. Yeah, keep us updated, especially, with yourself and of course your friend, right? Your cousin, sorry. And we'd be love to hear the feedback from that, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Well, my brother, pleasure to have you here, honestly. We're kind of running out of time, Ryan. But was it Ryan that... Ryan, if you're here, we can quickly go maybe a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
But yeah, here the Chief... Oh, sorry, Ryan. Apologies, 1 second. Here the Chief, if you may, stay on stage and I just mute your mic, brother. Again, honour.
Oh
and
yeah.
pleasure to
Surely.
have you.
Thanks for having me, brother. Thanks for having me. It was a really good
Pleasure's
talk, and I
ours.
got a lot of good points too. Take care,
Thank
guys.
you, my
Allah
brother.
Hafiz. Lily. I'm gonna be staying here. No
Bro,
worries.
I'm kind of nervous, I can't lie.
Thank you very much. Yep, Ryan, apologies for that. Yep, cutting a little bit short, but we'll try to squeeze this in. Okay, so yeah, new face. If you don't mind, quick introduction to yourself, and of course how long you've been trading, etc., so we know a little background and perhaps issues you're facing. Yep.
Yeah, so basically, a trader. I've been trading for 1.5 years now. About to turn 18 next week. So I
Wow.
learned trading when I was 16 years old. I was in school. I'm from the United States as well, Florida specifically. And my journey, like, I sort of traded for a year and a half, but the thing is, I didn't take it seriously until around 6 months ago, in around August, October. And during those months, I studied a lot my system. Like, I didn't start bunny hopping system to system, changing my strategy up. I stuck to what I had. I feel like that's what most people need to like stick with. Because if you change your strategy, you go, oh, what if I do ICT, TJR, all these different things? You're gonna start changing. You need to stick to one thing, and you gotta stick with it until you master it. A thing that really helps you is learning from other people's mistakes. For example, I learned from people like Ray Dalio, the most successful hedge fund in the world, or George Soros, a bunch of these people. And the thing they all have in common is how they all have systemized approaches. For example, they're not questioning oh, what do I do if I'm in this percent of profit? They know where they're gonna take profit. They know where their stop loss is.
Yep.
They know their break even point. So for me, I use 1 to 3 RR, and I break even at 1 RR. So I know what I'm gonna
Yep.
do in this situation or what happened. And something that also very much helped me is I got 2 of my best friends into trading. So I trade with 2 partners, and we've been trading the whole time basically. And those 2 people, we've all like studied books together and just keep trading. And you can really see the progress that you see from like the beginning all the way up to here. And I actually got profitable last year. Not last year, last month, and I actually passed a whole evaluation it was the first one I ever took because I wanted to make sure I mastered everything before I took a real eval. But the thing is, I was
Yep.
17, so I got hard breach because I was a minor. So now I'm gonna turn 18 next week. I'm gonna buy a 25K eval and pass it again. This is what I'm hoping for. Do you have any questions?
Wow, I love that.
Very
Well,
mature.
we
We're very mature.
yeah. Yeah, we don't have any questions. We appreciate you sharing the kind of
Yeah,
journey so far, of course.
Mhm.
Path, one of the things, well, like Rudy said, your voice definitely is a lot deeper than than you are, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
also
very
he speaks
intelligent.
very smart, and you can
Yeah.
tell that
Mhm.
he's not a child anymore. When it comes to
Yeah.
George Soros, as most of Fix is saying, that not sure if Soros is a good example. The thing is that these guys, they have unlimited money, yeah. So they don't care about drawdown and stuff like that. They can just hold it forever. But yeah, it's good to have a role model, and it's definitely there is something you can take out of everyone, and it is about what works for you. And you said very important thing, and it is that once you choose a strategy, you should just work on that one, and that's the way it is, and just amend it the way and tune it the way it's good for you. But obviously in the start you need to kind of be hopping the strategies because you don't know what suits you best. But once you feel okay, this is the one, let's tune it the way that it works for me.
Yes, yes, of course. And
Yep.
something that helped me much is backtesting. Because I would learn, like, why. You gotta ask yourself why. Like, why did this happen? Why did this trade lose? Was it because of me? Is it part of the system? Or what could I do better? And there gets to a point where, like, your losses, like, you don't gotta learn from that anymore because they're expected. Like, they're part of your system.
Yep, that's exactly
Very
it. Yep, Ryan, the only thing that I would pretty much say from my end is, well, first thing is you're very young. And from what we hear so far is that you're very mature, of course. And also it seems that you are someone who's perhaps willing to really make trading work. And, perhaps right now you're in a phase that you are, well, profitable to some extent, right? Because you're able to pass evaluations, and the only thing that's restricting you, unfortunately, is your age. So hopefully, when you turn 18 next month and you get your evaluation, and you're able to replicate your backtest results, and of course, also some of your forward test results into the future, right? Into your new evaluation account and funded account, and hopefully make payouts. But one thing that I'll like to say is because, of course, technically, I mean, anyone who's traded, in my opinion, kind of anything less than 2-3 years, you're still relatively new. Again, not new, you don't know your strategy. New because, I mean, you're new to your emotions. The emotions that trading can develop while you're trading, right? Perhaps you've not really experienced perhaps a consecutive week of losses, which can offset your mindset. So there's new challenges always along the way as you trade more and more, and of course being able to face these challenges and adapt and overcome is the key, right? Is the key. So hopefully you will be able to kind of navigate through all of that with time, and of course patience. Ryan, 18, very young, so patience. Hopefully,
There's one thing I'd like to
Ryan,
add,
sorry,
Eric, if I can.
Rudy, yeah,
Because I know how it was with me and other people. I know that if it's gonna be your first funded account, don't be worried about losing it. Many people are so fixated to the account, and they think that, okay, now I have the funded account, I'm gonna have it forever. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, as soon as you get to a stage where you're making money more than you're losing, and I mean that you take, let's say, 2-3 accounts, you pass two, you lose one, and then just from one you make a few payouts. That's still good because you're making more than you're losing, and this is how it's gonna go. You're not gonna keep one account forever. So just
Yes.
make sure you
Yeah,
understand.
because I remember when I was passing the evaluation last month, at the beginning, I was scared of losing it. But I started working on my psychology, knowing that even if I lose it, I can get another one and just keep on trying. So I used to have problems with hesitating to take a trade. And the thing that helped me is I made a checklist. If my checklist with my system was all completed, I'll take the trade, even if I didn't feel like it was going to work, if I felt like it was going to lose. If everything checked off, then I just relied on that. I didn't rely on my own emotions to guide me. I relied on the data and the back testing that proved it and the forward testing and all that.
Yep. Love it, love it, love it. So Ryan, do you have any final questions for us as we're kind of running overtime?
Yeah, I have just one question. Like, do you have like any advice
Go on.
you could like give me for like the future? Because I know I'm still pretty new, but like I like to like keep learning and everything, of course.
I do.
Brandon, go on.
So always accept the loss, but it's always your fault, right? Like, no matter how perfectly it fits your trading plan or anything, like the loss is always, your fault. It's all about accountability. Now, I don't mean that in like a horrible way. I just mean it as the market was always going to do what it was going to do. It was you that placed the trade. It was you that chose where your stop loss is, your take profit, anything like that. And so don't try to like pass the blame is what I'm trying to say. Don't make it out as if like the market should have done this, it owes you this. Like you take a trade, it loses, and that's on you. Just reflect on it, learn where you went wrong, don't try and like excuse it, and that is probably the best way to then try and basically like refine your entries. And then you'll with time and experience you'll start to kind of see like repeating patterns where, oh well, this one didn't work out last time and it's looking exactly the same, it's acting the same, because each market does have its own personality. And that's kind of why I always say to focus on like one or two markets and just stick to them. It's because then you come to learn how they move, you learn how they act on a daily basis, and as soon as you start then noticing these patterns that were causing you losses previously, you'll then start to avoid them, and then obviously your win rate then increases, and yeah, you'll find great success.
All right, thank you.
Yep, 100% agree. 100% agree. Yep. So, Ryan, again, pleasure. Of course, keep us updated on your further progress, especially next month. Wish you an early birthday ahead for your 18th, quite big. But I think in the US, I don't think you're allowed to drink. I think it's 21 still, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No Johnny
unfortunate.
Walker.
But either way, I do hope you spend. Yeah, not yet. But anyways, I do hope when your birthday do come, spend a lot of time with your friends, loved ones, family, and have a great day. Right, have a great day, and keep us updated along your forex trading journey. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So that will be what time does podcast change? When does podcast change 1 hour? Guys, it will be the end of this month, okay, because the clock will go back. So it'll be 7 hours, so essentially it'll be an hour ahead, okay, an hour earlier, guys. Of course, I'll announce it closer to the time towards the end of this month. But yeah, okay, let's, further ado, let's move on to giveaways. So today we have Ryan, Kapanja, blah, blah, here to achieve. Okay, so 2 extra giveaways. I don't know, Ginnix, if you're still here, let's get this done quickly. So Ginnix, if you're here, please, 2 numbers, 1 from each, our co-host now, pretty much, 1 to 96. Let's go, our co-host Rudy first, and then Brandon give the other number. Okay, so random number between 1 to 96.
52.
52 from Rudy, and
12.
Brandon?
I'll go 12.
Nice, I like these 2 lucky numbers. So 52, 12, and do 3 random. Rick, okay, let's do 3 random then. This is so easily convinced. Let's do 52, 12, and let's do 7 as well, okay? And Ginnix, if you don't mind, please include it. Ryan, Kabanja, blah, blah, and here to achieve, okay? So what Ginnix is doing the giveaways. Okay, let me just double check Ginnix. Ginnix, are you here? If not, I will quickly do them. And
Yeah, he's typing.
I see he's typing. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to say goodbye because I have to run. It
No
was
problem,
a pleasure,
Rudy. Thank you so
talk
much.
to you next week.
Yes, so take care, my brother. Have a profitable week ahead. I'll talk to you
See you
soon.
later, Rudy. Take it easy,
Bye-bye
bro.
for now. Yeah. So while he's doing that, well, this week outlook. Well, Brandon, what's your? We kind of discussed already, but if you don't mind, quickly we can share with the audience. What is your thoughts on, especially equities, NQ, Nasdaq, NAS 100 for anyone? How many speakers? There's 4 gimmicks. Kapanja, Bila, Here to Achieve, and Ryan, and then three numbers: 52, 12, and 7. Yeah. Yep. So, B. Brandon, if you don't mind, what's your this week's outcome or expectations for Nasdaq or NAS 100?
Well, we've been extremely bearish now for about 3 weeks, but I definitely see buyers at least trying to make a little bit of a comeback. Last week we had quite a lot of sort of consolidation, mainly surrounding news. Obviously, there was a lot of news building up around the week. But this week, I'd love to see kind of either a continuation of that sort of consolidation, maybe down to like a slightly lower zone. We do, at least on futures, we have a gap from a couple of weeks ago that the market might be aiming to fill. So that might be a target. But overall, I'd love to try and see buyers stepping in to give us a nice pullback so that we can get a continuation to the downside. But yeah, overall sentiment is definitely bearish. So I'm going to be remaining on sell side for the most part. But obviously, I day trade, so it depends on the actual day itself. Long term, though, bearish all the way.
Yep, I like it. And for me, I mean, this week I'm kind of expecting bearish continuation as well. Yeah. But of course, this week, the one thing is it's not really news focused, right? Not news focused, which is quite good in a sense, especially for SN traders, SNR traders, and people who prefer a lot of volatility, right? During these phases, market makers tend to make a lot of bank because market tends to rotate or consolidate, as we know. So that is perhaps a good time frame for you guys to take some profits. Take some trades. So Stanika, Monarch. Oh, Monarch, congratulations. Tina, blah, blah, and of course, Kabanji Here to Achieve, Ryan, congratulations. Please open a support ticket to claim the account. Okay. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, of course, for again joining us today, this Monday. And of course, Brandon, thank you for your time, my brother, of course. Very busy person, very good trader. For people who perhaps are interested, especially trading NAS 100, give Brandon, quickly share the link as well for people who are interested. So copy here. Everyone.
Awesome. Really appreciate that, bro.
Most welcome. And so on that note, guys, we are pretty much finished for today's session. Okay, and I appreciate everyone who especially came on stage and shared us their either update or new faces showing their new progress. Right, it's always good to hear different stories from different people that we're able to relate to. Okay, but without further ado, guys, I understand this way over the time. So goodbye for now. That's all for us. Okay, bye bye for now, guys. Bye bye.
See you later, guys.